sure get a lot of phone calls tonight from bitter Giants fans. I laugh at games like this. Like it was hard to watch, right? But they're 22-14, same record as the Cubs. And you're going to have games like this, especially after tough travel days. I don't know. It's going to sound like an excuse, but unless you've done it and lived it and been there, when you get in late somewhere, and apparently the Giants got in at 3 a.m. last night to Chicago, plus a time change, plus a game. I always used to judge it as a broadcaster. If I'm tired broadcasting, then they actually have to go down there and try to hit 100 miles an hour. I don't know how they're doing it. So, I mean, the left side of the infield, Jacob, what did you say, 1948 since there was 4 errors on the left side of a Giants infield or any infield? Giants infield. So Adames with 2 errors tonight. He threw a ball in the crapper. Matt Chapman, who's won a lot of games with his glove in the 4th inning. That was probably the biggest play of the game. But here's the thing. Landon Root pitched well tonight. Giants lose 9-2. If you're just joining, you didn't listen to anything that John just said. Giants lose 9-2. And the 4th inning was the inning. And Matt Chapman came in on a ball hit 27 miles an hour off the bat of Pete Crow Armstrong, who's probably the best player in baseball right now, or one of them. The guy's just amazing. He's done everything for the Cubs. He's fun to watch play. He plays with his hair on fire. I love the way the kid plays. And so there's this forced error category that I think should become a stat in Major League Baseball, where you look at a guy maybe like Don Baylor, and he hits a ground ball to short. How many times do you have to? I don't know why Don Baylor came into my mind. It's so random. Like, where did that come from? Do we have a therapist on line 2 that I can do? Why that name came? I just thought of somebody not fast real quick on live radio. So as an infielder, if I know I have time, it's almost like a fungo from a coach. You keep your feet moving. You pick it up. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Almost like a pitcher with a runner on first base when you know he's not going to steal. I have a nice big leg kick. I'm going to reach back and throw 98 and hit my target. But when you have a guy that's really fast, say like a Vince Coleman, or in this case, Pete Crow Armstrong. As an infielder, that clock ticks a little bit faster in your head. So we used to have a saying, be quick, but don't be in a hurry. Because if you're in a hurry, you're going to kick it. But just be quick. Same technique that you feel the ball all the time. And there's no way I'm going to sit here in a studio at 7:38 at night on the West Coast with my glasses on, looking like a complete dork, and try to tell Matt Chapman how to feel a ground ball because he's the best I've ever seen at third base. But a forced error, team speed. Now I got to rush a little bit. Balls hit 27 miles an hour. A lot of times you'll see a third baseman use his bare hand there because it's not really rolling fast enough with momentum to actually go in your glove. But as fielders, we're making these decisions real time. It's like bip, 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 bip. Ah, damn it. And Willie Adames threw one in the crapper and made another error. Happens. Games like that happen. I would have been more bummed tonight if the Giants lost 3-2 on a walk-off hit by Pete Crow Armstrong than 9-2. And when you have rough travel days, and I said they looked on my Twitter at fightinghydrant.com if you want to follow me on X or Twitter or whatever the hell you call it right now. I said it looks like they got in at 3 a.m. That's not an excuse. If anybody out there that's ever had a rough travel day and you get into a different time zone, you feel like a bag of smacked asses. You do. But whether you're going out with your friends, whether you have a speech for your corporation, whether you're just going back to your hotel room and taking a shower and going to bed, you know that feeling. We all know that feeling. And then imagine, well, yeah, adrenaline takes over for a minute. I'm not going to lie. It's Wrigley Field, my favorite place on the planet, by the way. We'll get into that a little bit later. Wrigley Field, the friendly confines, Chicago. What is it? Monday tonight? What is it, Monday night? Monday night. I'm in baseball mode. I don't know what the hell day it is. Oh, yeah, it's Cinco de Drinko. We got to hurry up and get out there. And, yeah, all of us, and you have your Red Bulls. And these guys drink Red Bulls like water now because they don't have amphetamines. You can't take those like you could in the old days. It's illegal. And so you go out there and you get that instant rush, and all of a sudden you're just like, whoa. I used to find myself staring into the strike zone on defense and just staring. As a broadcaster, I would be in the booth on tough travel days staring at the game. You know, you get that jet lag stare where I should say something right now. It's time to talk, but I'm not really even paying attention. So what happens is your concentration isn't at its fullest. And a team that's really prided themselves on making great plays on defense and playing really good defense, throwing strikes, timely hitting, doing all the little things right did not look good tonight. And that's okay. Because yesterday was fun at the yard. Willie Adames, I'm going to get into Willie's swing, by the way. If anybody's paying attention, he changed his stance. I don't know if you guys noticed. He totally changed his stance and his approach. Luis Matos was great tonight. Landon Roop pitched well tonight, 77 pitches, 57 strikes. I thought he did a good job. But here's the thing. This is where I'm going with this. I got to go till 9 o'clock, so I can talk all I want. I'd love to talk to you guys. 808 KNBR, call me. We'll talk Giants baseball. We could talk Warriors, too, because that was sick yesterday. I'm not afraid to talk Warriors tonight, especially when the Giants lose 9-2. But when you make an error behind a pitcher, you are hoping that pitcher can pick you up, especially when you're a multiple gold glover like Matt Chapman. And if I'm Matt, I've picked you up a million times. Like, please, you're out there praying. Just pick me up, bro. Like, my bad, pick me up. And I remember making errors behind Pedro Martinez, and he would turn around and point at me and say, I got you. Wait, you got me? Yeah, don't worry about the error. I got you. He wouldn't say don't worry about the error, but I would be feeling like crap because he's Cy Young, and I'm at second base, and I just kicked the ball that I should have made a play on, and he pointed toward me and said, I got you. And he would gear up and strike the next guy out, and you jog off the field feeling like you got away with one. But you also jog off the field thinking, that guy's a badass. He just picked me up. He picked the whole team up. So I was hoping that for Landon Roop tonight. I know he's a young pitcher, and it's his first go-around as a starter in the big leagues, and he's doing a nice job. Way better than he pitched against the Padres last start. I thought he was way too curveball heavy. But I was hoping that he could pick Matt Chapman up there. 2 outs, nobody on. Like, pick me up, bro. Just pick me up. Then you get off the field. You're feeling good. You got the momentum still. It's a tie ball game, and you never know where that one's going to go. So that play... And then you had the first and third. If you were listening or even watching on TV and you're driving around, Nico Horner's on first. So it's first and third, 2 outs. Nico Horner steals second. There's a shot of Patrick Bailey looking at the Giants dugout saying it was too late. What was too late? So for those of you who don't know, the catcher looks into Bob Melvin and he gives throw-over signs. Then Patrick Bailey presses a button on his knee or wherever the hell it is, his hip, his knee, and it says throw over to first. So that, in my mind, could have been a first and third defense where we're throwing through, we're pump faking, going to third, whatever. In my mind, that he said it was too late is Melvin wanted a throw over there. They felt like Nico Horner was going to go. So when you're a team that has to dot every I and cross every T in a big portion of the game, you can't miss a throw over sign. Because the reason you throw over, there's a number of reasons. Number one, it's to see if he's going, does he jab step and go back? Every coach in the dugout's looking at it because you know it's coming, so you're looking for him to tip that he's going. Number two, if you can keep a base stealer on first base one more pitch and then deliver one to the plate, you might get the pop out. He never gets a chance to steal. So throw over, try to keep him there one more pitch, and then make the pitch to the plate. Now you don't got second, third. Swanson comes up, breaks his bat, it's 2 runs. Now you're at Wrigley Field, and it's getting weird. So all of these little things that the Giants have to do to win games, especially against good teams, they didn't do tonight. And making the routine play helps, and they've done it. So it's baseball. You could never. I at least I don't get mad at boat races. I don't get mad at physical errors. As a guy that watches a lot of the game, I get mad when a guy doesn't run a ball out. I get mad when a guy is consistently not hustling. I'm getting mad at a guy that makes mental mistakes on the bases. I'm getting mad at a guy that doesn't keep a double play in order and tries to air out the ball to third and everybody moves up. I get mad at a catcher that just whiffs on a pitch because that's a mental error. You're not concentrating. So mental errors to me are what get me going. When it's 9-2, I'm not shrugging this off like, oh, the Giants they're great. They're going to win 2 out of 3. I don't know. The Cubs are really good. They put a lot of pressure on you. But I don't freak out about big losses like this. And some people on my Twitter tonight were freaking out about this loss. I really don't care. 808 KNBR is the number. Going to take a quick break. I want to get into Willie Adames' adjustment, Luis Matos' confidence, Landon Roop's night tonight, and how this team is just playing in general right now. FP Santangelo sitting until 9 o'clock. 808 KNBR is the number. It feels good to talk to you guys, but nobody's calling. Pick up your phones and call me, damn it. This is a telethon without a disease right now. You got to give me a call. 808 KNBR is the number. You're listening to the Sports Leader.
fans. This is your hub to have your voice heard. Sports Phone KNBR. Streaming live on YouTube at KNBR 1045.
3-2 on the way. It's a changeup, and it's hit high and deep to left field. Back on the ball, Happ. Gone! Matos ties the game. He was ready for the second straight changeup, and he blasted it into the wind, just over the ivy, just over the basket, into the bleachers. It's 2-2. That's great to see from Luis Matos.
Smart hitting right there by Luis Matos, who's looked really good lately. It was a 3-1 changeup that he was way out in front to a pull swing, and then the count became 3-2, and it looked like he sat on the changeup. Got it up in the strike zone. I would love to ask him, did you sit on that changeup? Jacob, look around to see if he has a quote that he sat on that changeup. I guarantee you he did. There's no way he would have hit a home run. F.E. Santanzo here, 808 KNBR. People are calling and hanging up. Like, this is like doorbell ditching. Like, you're just knocking down the door. I go to answer. I think that my food is there, and it's not. And you guys are just running down the street. It's all right. I don't need to talk to anybody tonight. I've drank so much coffee, I sit here and talk to myself till 2 a.m. We'll just blow up all the program. JD's not on after the show tonight. No, we got this. Whatever. We're going another hour. So you have an hour to vent. Do you guys remember when I said this is a telethon without a disease? Do you guys remember telethons? Does anybody have to remember telethons? You don't. You don't even know what that is, Jacob. It used to be the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. And it would happen every year on Labor Day, like right before you went to school. It signified to us children at the time that summer was over. Because the telethon would start like on a Thursday and go till Sunday night. And then you went to school on Monday. And they would raise money for muscular dystrophy. Now, I haven't really Googled muscular dystrophy lately. I don't know if we've made progress in that, so I don't want to offend anybody. But it was like Frank Sinatra and Jerry Lewis would come out and do you don't even know who these names are. And they would do, they would perform. And my mom and dad it was when you had 3 channels, CBS, ABC, and NBC. And maybe a UHF channel. I'm sounding so damn old right now. I really don't care, because I am. And then this show would come on, the Jerry Lewis Muscular Dystrophy Telethon, and you would call and pledge a fee to try to cure muscular dystrophy. Apparently, back in the 70s, muscular dystrophy was it, because they had a whole show dedicated to it. And I hope everybody's cured by now, because there was a lot of money raised. But it was kind of like an entertainment show, if you will. And I remember as like a 7, 8, 9-year-old, maybe 10 years old, that calling the number, and then they had the local edition, like the Sacramento version of it, where you call and you actually watch people answer the phone on TV, and they would take your call and say, I pledge $10 to save everyone that has muscular dystrophy. So it was a telethon. Now the phones are ringing. Look at this. I'm not talking Giants baseball. The phone lines are lighting up. That's why I love doing this show. You just never know where it's going to go with an ADD host like myself. I can sit here and break down Willie Adames' swing. We can go over tonight's game, or we could talk about muscular dystrophy and the cure that was the Jerry Lewis Telethon back in the day, when you knew you got that sinking feeling in your stomach, that pit in your stomach, because school started the next day, and it was the first day of school. And how many of us didn't get nervous, beyond all nervous, for the first day of school? Like, I think I was more nervous for the first day of school when I was a kid than my first Major League at-bat. You got your lunch pail, your Scooby-Doo lunch pail with your thermos. You did all your back-to-school shopping. You got your pencils. You got your pens. You got your peachy folder with the athletes that never made it anywhere. I don't know who posed for those pictures, but the guy doing the Fosbury flop, the one guy, remember the guy with the relay baton on your peachy folder that you always made into a phallic symbol? Everybody did that. I don't care. He was running with the baton, and I don't care if you were in 4th grade or 8th grade, that baton became a phallic symbol on your peachy folder. You had to do it. It did, Jacob. Don't laugh at me. And then I think there was some girl that was a soccer player. She was no good. The guy that was doing the high jump, it was like 2'3", but they were on. These people made a peachy folder. Like, how did you like? My agent got me a gig. What's your gig? I'm on a peachy folder. Anyways, so the telethon, the first day of school, nervous as hell, And I never really could enjoy the telethon, just because it made me nervous for the first day of school. And then you go to the first day of school, you're in your summer routine, you got your new groovy pants on. Maybe they're bell bottoms, maybe they're not. Maybe you went to a Catholic school and that's all you could wear was brown corduroys and a white shirt. And you get in trouble by the nuns because you wore sweatbands like Dusty Baker. And sweatbands were not part of the attire. You could not wear sweatbands, but I rocked sweatbands every day of school like Dusty Baker when I was in 6th and 7th grade. Believe it. All right, let's go to the phones. There you guys are. I shamed you into calling. What's that?
Go to line 4.
Go to line 4. Is that in topic? Bob in Concord wants to talk about telethons. Bob, you're on the Giants pregame show talking about telethons. What's up? Or postgame show.
Yeah, FB, I remember that Jerry Lewis would start out. He's in a nice tux. He looks all sharp. But he stayed up for, like, the whole thing. So it's like 36 hours later, his collar's loosened. He's just like a wreck at the end.
Just doing blow the whole time backstage so he can go 36 straight hours.
Maybe, I don't know.
And then what did he say? He sang like "Climb Every Mountain" at the end, and everybody would cry or something like. Remember, he would end the show with like this song, and I look at my parents are crying. I'm crying because I got to go to school the next day. Anyways.
Yeah, and it'd be really emotional, and people are like, "Oh, I gotta call in."
Does Lasky talk about telethons?
I don't know.
All right, Bob.
That brings back a memory.
Yeah, Bob, we're taking donations here. 808 KNBR is the number. It's a GoFundMe page for FP, the night host, who's only a part-time host here and doesn't make a lot of money doing these shows. We're gonna cure ADD tonight. So 808 KNBR will take your donations. We're trying to cure attention deficit disorder is the telethon tonight here at the Sports Leader. Let's go with Jeff in Sebastopol. Jeff, thanks for calling, man. It's good to talk to you guys. When I do the games and I'm doing the broadcasts and I'm up in the booth, I'm having a blast, but I don't get to talk to you guys. So I'm here tonight. I'm here tomorrow night. I'm here Wednesday. I'm flying to Minnesota Thursday, and then we're doing the games on the weekend. So, Jeff, thanks for calling. What's going on?
Hey, man, good show. Desperation can be attractive in some ways, so I'm glad I called.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you as a professional, as a player, and then also post-career, do you see pitching differently than you did when you were playing, and what have you learned?
Well, I know that everybody throws a million miles an hour now. I remember back in the old days, Jeff, and if somebody threw Billy Wagner or Armando Benitez, somebody hit triple digits on the gun at the ballpark, we would all turn the dugout and be like, whoa. And I just see it every single night. Like, I don't know how these guys hit. I really don't. With the scouting and how in-depth that is, the positioning, they all have cards in their back pocket. They know where you hit the ball 72% of the time, and they're standing right there. Guys are throwing 100 miles an hour with exploding breaking stuff. I don't know. I mean, we in the old days, Jeff, we worked on hitting the ball back up the middle, on the tee, back of the cage. In batting practice, we used to have competitions to try to hit the pitching coach in the L screen. And then if we did hit a home run, the guys that did, I didn't, they would try to go the other way. Now, if you hit a ball up the middle, there's a guy standing right there. So you would have to kind of rewire the whole way you approached hitting now with guys throwing 100, guys you never heard of. I do this for a living. I should know everybody in baseball. They trot out some guy I never heard of, and you look at his Fangraphs page, and his fastball's averaging 99 miles an hour, and you're like, where'd they get this guy from? And who is this guy? And this is the Pirates, and I've never heard of him.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember like when 92 was really fast, and then 95, and now it's like can't be predicted. But
to your point, Jeff, that's why Landon Roop is kind of cool, because he's not going to blow you away. He's got to mix his pitches up. He's got to throw his cutter and his changeup way more. And I mentioned this doing the game with Dave in San Diego that Landon did. As a hitter, if he throws his curveball 42% of the time, he throws his fastball 42% of the time. So as a hitter, that in my mind, that's basically like a 50-50 guess. 42%, 42%. So I'm going to go up there and sit on one of those. And I'm going to get it, right? Just by math alone, I'm going to get it. And when a guy shows me his curveball and I see where it starts in the apex of it and I see where it ends up 2 or 3 times, by my second at-bat or even maybe my first at-bat, if I go deep in the count, I'm going to know the shape of it. So I'm going to know if it's there, and this is terrible radio, I'm pointing up high. If it's up high, it's going to land here, and that's kind of where I swing. So for me, if Landon Roop is going to be a successful big league starter, he has to keep me on my toes. I can't have a 50-50 guy be a starter. There has to be a cutter in there. There has to be a changeup in there. And now you're more diverse, and you're throwing things 25% of the time instead of 45% of the time. And now I can't just do the 50-50. I'm going to bet black on the roulette wheel right here and hope it lands on black.
Right. Do you think the game is less interesting now or more interesting when you play?
I think the game is better than ever right now. I think as much as we like to crush the commissioner, Rob Manfred, that the clock has saved baseball. That I watch other sporting events, and I always use this example, Jeff. I went to the Miami-Cal football game last year in Berkeley, and the commercial breaks for NCAA football were like 6 minutes. And I was up there, and I'm ADD, man, and I'm used to the flow of a Major League Baseball game now. And I was there with my son. I'm like, this sucks. He's like, why? I said, every 2 seconds, it's an injury, it's a timeout. The teams are on the field with the coaches, and it's all I'm doing is watch the teams huddle on the field for commercials, right. And it took too long. So I think Rob Manfred with the clock, the shift is gone now. There's hits on the ground. The game's in better shape than it ever has been, and it's more popular, more wildly popular. And even though the commissioner gets crushed, and maybe I crushed him a few times early on before I saw these rules, I think he's done a good job.
All right, man. Keep up the good work, brother.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Let's go to Doug in Modesto. He wants to talk about Matt Chapman. What's going on, Doug?
Not too much. Are you telling me that baseball's a mathematics game? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I think we saw that. I think we saw how that worked out the last few years. There no more math in baseball. We got baseball back with the Giants, and I think we're all loving this, right?
Yeah, I think so for the most part. It was nice to see Matos get some more at bats lately. It's really been nice to see him up again. I know he was hot for a hot minute last year, and he pulled off big time, but I think there's upside there. I really do.
He looks confident to me. He got some swagger to his game, and the way he started, he would have been sent to Sacramento last year, and he's still here, right. And now he's contributed, and now he's got his confidence back, and that's a tribute to Buster and Zach and Bob to know how hard this game is, and that it isn't math, and there's human beings in that jersey, and they're just kind of letting him do his thing, and he's part of the best 26 guys they have in the organization, and that's why he's still here.
Yeah. Also wanted to ask, is there, and I am not part of the medical staff at all, but Chapman just seems a little off. Like these ground balls lately, it seems like there might be something more off going on. What do you think?
Are you trying to say he's got like mental issues? Is that what you're getting at?
It seems like his head's off a little bit. I've been watching since he was with A.
No, he doesn't need a telethon, Jacob. No, he's fine, man. You just have lapses in concentration throughout the course of the. You remember last year early on, he made a bunch of errors. I was like, there goes the Gold Glove, and guess what? He won the Gold Glove. So it's just one of those things. You go through slumps defensively too, just like you go through them offensively. You just never want to have them at the same time because that's a bad look. That means you're taking your offense onto defense, and there's two sides to the game: lumber and leather, and you have to be able as a professional athlete to separate those two. And the way I did it was if I ain't hitting, you ain't hitting. So if I was struggling at the plate, I was going to rob you too and make you feel exactly how I was feeling. So I actually played better defense when I wasn't hitting because I was pissed off. And I was going to try to take away hits from you.
Yep, revenge of the fifth. Yep, I get it.
All right, Doug, stay cool. I appreciate the call. Let's go to Joe in Stockton. Joe, you're on the Sports Leader. What's going on?
FP, where's your favorite place? The bus stop or Gino and Carlos?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's got to be bus stop, but don't sleep on Gino and Carlos. Gino and Carlos just takes all cash. That's straight mob there. You could disappear. I mean, you got to go to the ATM in the back and pay cash for your drinks, or else you might die. No, I like Gino and Carlos and everybody there, but I'm at bus stop a lot. One of my best friends owns that place. I was there to watch a Warriors game. I got to. If you were at the bus stop on Saturday night, you saw George Kittle. George Kittle was at the bus stop Saturday night pounding beers, and it's just a name-dropping flex right now. I spent Saturday night with Nick Bosa and George Kittle, and I was a fan already. I am the biggest fan of those two. They're the coolest dudes ever, and if you want to go buy either one of their jerseys, I highly recommend it because they're authentic as the day is long. They're really genuinely good people. And when you watch them from afar and you see them on these TV shows, you see Kittle on receivers, he's the exact same dude, man. I said something like, he heard I played baseball, and he said, how long did you play? And I said 14 years, but I wasn't very good. And he goes, shut up. 14 years? He goes, you played for 14 years? Don't ever say you weren't good. If you do anything for 14 years, you're good at it. I was like, oh, man, sorry. But and then Bosa was just as chill as you would think, man. Just great guys. It was an honor and a privilege to get to meet those two. And it's made me more of a Niner fan than I already am.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm a Saints fan from the days of Montana. So,
Joe,
anyhow,
are you bus stop or Gino and Carlos yourself?
I'm a Gino and Carlos guy because my brother lived with one of the sons of the original owners.
Dude, if you go to Gino and Carlos, you could actually see like guys' livers falling out at the bar, just right onto the floor, like a placenta when somebody's born. It's just like they've been there since 1942, and their liver is just kind of falling out of their side, down the bar stool, and then splat right on the floor. I love it.
How about a slice of pizza next door at the Golden Boy?
Yeah, a slice of pizza and liver. Yes. All right, Joe, what did you want to talk about the Warriors?
No, I just wanted to say, hey, I kind of wasn't really watched the game, but I watched it yesterday, but I didn't think they were going to win it, and they pulled it off. I mean, it's just one of those games. But, hey, the Giants, they're going to go out and drink tonight and forget about it and be back on the field tomorrow.
You know what, Joe? It's not old school anymore. I don't think guys go out that much because of smartphones and social media. I don't think players in the big leagues have as much fun as we used to have back in the day, and that's kind of sad. But Joe, I have a confession to make too. I was negative about the Warriors before the game yesterday. I told my buddies I didn't think they had a chance, and they proved me wrong because they know how to finish. There's experience there. The Game 7 is just another game for those guys.
Yeah, Steph, I thought, man, he couldn't get going, and then the one guy, I can't remember his name, he had, 33 points? I mean, he just turned it on, man. And Draymond had a great game as well, too. Buddy
was on fire. I have a theory on Steph, and it's super cockamamie, and it's sports talk radio, but it's based on experience. He has the same look in his eye that I had when I played with a broken kneecap, and I was on pain pills for 2 months in the big leagues, trying to kill the pain. And you just have this look on your face that you're kind of queasy. Anybody that's ever had pain medication after a surgery, well, I had a broken kneecap. I got hit by a pitch, and my kneecap cracked in half in Montreal one year, and I played 2 months on it. And I was just taking pills every night to get out there and play. And what you lose is that twinkle in your eye, that sparkle. And it's kind of like you're looking at the lights and the game's going on. It's a 3-1 pitch, and you take it, and you're like, damn, I should have swung at that. You just don't have that same fast twitch, twinkle in your eye, killer instinct, because you're numbing yourself, right? I don't know anything, but that shot of his thumb and how jacked up he is and what a warrior, literal warrior he is, it seems to me that he's just, even the press conference after the game, he was just like, who do we play next? It's just that look. I guess you have to have had that look to know that look, but I'm not suggesting anything other than that's my stupid theory.
Well, I'll tell you, the last 8 minutes of the fourth, though, he showed who he is.
He's a stud, man. I mean, we have to soak this in. Every second of this. I never tell a fan how to act, but in a few years, we're going to be it's going to be like Joe Montana. It's going to be like Jerry Rice. And do you remember how good Steph? I mean, it's happening right in front of our eyes. Just soak it all in, every second of it right now, because it's not going to. Nothing lasts forever, right?
No.
All right, Joe.
Yeah. Hey, can I just say this?
Sure. That's what this show's all about.
The best thing that ever happened was bringing Buster around. The guys, like you said, you can't go in and out of the lineup like they did last year. I know Zadie had some qualities, but overall he doesn't get it. Doesn't know what a locker room's all about, and how you play together and you win together and lose together. I got nothing against the guy, but I'm glad they got rid of that choice. I really am.
I don't want to talk bad about anybody that's not here anymore. I'd love to talk about who is here, and that's Buster Posey. And I think he lends credibility to the organization instantaneously. Whether it's the guys in the locker room, the coaching staff, Zach Manassian, this is no offense to whoever was here before, but if Buster Posey calls me and I'm a free agent, I'm listening to everything he has to say. And I want to play for Bob Melvin. I want to play for Buster Posey. He's a Hall of Famer with 3 rings. He's an MVP. The guy's been there and done that, and he handles himself with so much humility and authenticity and class that trust me, this thing's changing right before our eyes. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I don't know if they're going to the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to win the World Series, but I do know word is out. I watched the Cubs pregame show today before the game because I want to see what they knew about the Giants. So I'm sitting at home. I know I'm doing the postgame show, and Cliff Floyd, my former teammate, is the analyst. And he starts talking about how things have changed in San Francisco and they're playing baseball now. How they're getting guys over, they're getting guys in. And then he said it's because of Buster Posey. So I think as a Giants fan right now, we can get caught up in the everyday minutia, 9-2, 4 errors on the left side of the infield, first time since 1948. Or we can look at the 20,000-foot view that this thing is changing right before our eyes. That I don't know that people wanted to be a Giant or come to San Francisco in the last 2 or 3 years. And it's not because of homeless people. It's not because the weather's cold. This is a San Francisco freaking Giants, one of the most storied franchises in the history of all of baseball. Like, it's an honor to wear the orange and black, and I think we're getting back to that now with Buster in the driver's seat. Willie Adames texting all his buddies like, it's great here. I love it here. Willie, everywhere he goes on TV, is talking about how happy he is to be a Giant. So this thing's starting to change, and players are going to want – this is going to become a destination, whether it's, players from Asia or players from Latin America or players from America. This thing's changing right now, and there's some really good times in the near future, if you want my honest opinion. All right, Joe. That was a 7-minute phone call. It's a good one. All right, I got to take a break. We're here 45 more minutes. I'm here till 9. Then I may have a margarita because it's Cinco de Mayo, and you just got to have one at least to celebrate. I got to figure out, okay, 808 KNBR is the number. If you're on hold, stay right there. This could be a short 20 or 30-minute commercial break, and we'll be right back on the Sports Leader.
Giants fans, this is your hub to have your voice heard. Sports Phone KNBR. Streaming live on YouTube at KNBR 1045.
Now the pitch. Happ hits a high drive into deep right center. That one is going and gone. Into the bleachers, just to the right of the 368 marker in right center. And it's 2-0 Cubs.
Hold on, I'm texting somebody. Somebody just asked if I was on right now. Like, hell yeah, I'm on. I'm on fire tonight. 808 KNBR's number. If you missed it, we talked about the Jerry Lewis Telethon and muscular dystrophy for a while. How, back in the day, remember there was telethons for everything. He's called in. I pledged $10 to save that little kid's life that you just made me cry in that piece you did on him. Is there a cure? Has there been a cure for muscular dystrophy? Because every year as a kid, I donated so much money. I did too. Well, my parents did. I didn't have money. My parents did. Those they called me out on that. I called in though. I knew the number. I think it was KCRA Sacramento, and the operators are standing by. So I said 808 KNBR. We're having a telethon tonight, and it's to cure my ADD. I have attention deficit disorder, and we're going to find a cure for that tonight. And it's not Adderall. That just makes you weird. I've tried that. It works for like a second, and then you're mad at everybody. You're flipping people off in traffic. Nobody's going fast enough for you. You're literally just an angry person when you take that. So there is no cure for what I have. Giants lost 9-2 tonight. Who cares? I don't. You guys care? Does anybody care? Are we over the moon on the way this team has been playing lately? Is everybody just so fired up about what we're seeing and the type of baseball they're playing? Minus tonight. And I'm not making an excuse. I started the show with they got in at 3 a.m. in Chicago. And, yeah, you get in at 3. They travel like kings. I know they make money, and it's like, oh, they got to be ready to play. They're professional. That's not an excuse. But, like, you just don't, like, walk into your hotel room and go to sleep. We've all had bad travel days, and we didn't have to hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. We've all had bad travel days, and not 110-mile-an-hour ground balls hit to us at shortstop. So they just didn't look like themselves tonight. Now, if they do this for a couple of weeks, then we're on to something here, and then we got to discuss. But 9-2, they go to 22-14. I tell you, what are you laughing at? Did you find it? 22-14. If you told me they start 20, is this Jerry Lewis? Here we go. Jerry Lewis Telethon.
A good day for mankind.
We're not making fun. I'm just pointing out that you should listen to this.
As it may sound, as corny as it may be, my God, what a good day for mankind.
Is that it? Let's just go with that. Just cut it off. Is that Jerry Lewis wrapping up the telethon? My gosh. By the way, serious note, Love on the Spectrum this season, outstanding. Like, they literally the best show on television. Let's go to, before I get fired, let's go to Russell in Oklahoma. Russ, we got a call from Oklahoma. We got a call from Hawaii. Like this, we are syndicated tonight. And Washington, D.C. or Washington State? Oh, my gosh. You guys are amazing. Russell, you're on the KNBR. It's FP Santangelo. What's going on, dude?
Hey, I remember those telethons.
Yeah, same. That's what. Were you on it?
Well, I should have been on it. No, I hated school. I hated school from the first day to the last day. And I have 2 science degrees from UC Santa Barbara. But I was in the ocean surfing every day. I hardly went to school.
Wait, Russell, you hate school and you have 2 degrees from Santa Barbara? That's fantastic. Like, why did you hate school? Because I just was nervous the first day of school every year. Like before they had a term for it called anxiety, we were just really nervous. You had butterflies in your stomach. You got your new Scooby-Doo lunch pail. You went back to school. You got your pencils, your number 2 pencils. Remember number 2 pencils? You had your number 2 pencils. You're ready to rock and roll. They were all sharpened. And you look like a dork, and you're ready to go to school and meet all the new people. Why didn't you like school?
Well, I'll tell you what. My very first day of kindergarten, I hid in the back of the bus and walked home. I was not going to go to school.
My very first day of kindergarten, and I only remember this from a story from my parents, is I whipped a Yui. I whipped a Yui and cried and went right back to my mom. I wasn't having it. I was like, screw school, screw all these dorks. I want to go home where it's safe. And I turned around and ran and just cried. I cried. I think I cried till I was like in 8th grade, first day of school.
Yeah, I showed up at home, and I should have been it was the first day. I was in kindergarten. I was just a little guy, you know. I walked home.
And you remember that. Now it's all said and done. You have 2 degrees. You want to talk some Giants baseball, Russell?
Oh yeah, I've been watching or listening to the Giants since 1958, and I've seen a lot, you know. And I agree. I mean, there's going to be another season. There's going to be another game. I mean, it's just the game. It's one game, and people shouldn't freak out about one game.
I'm with you, Russell, but we have a tendency sometimes in our society to focus on the negative. So if a team's playing really well and they play bad one night, the sky is falling. And I've listened to some people from the Giants come on our station here, and some of the hosts they're looking for things. I don't think there's a lot to look for right now. The team is 22-14. And I don't really think there's anything to be negative about at this point. Now, if they were 14-22, then maybe we have to talk about some things and address some things. And there are some things we could talk about, but when they're playing so well, for me to focus on the negative is just stupid. It really is. There's no other way to put it.
The other thing is that I was listening the other day, and somebody would called in and said they needed another bat, you know, a bigger bat. Well, if they're ahead, they're winning. They don't need anything. Don't disrupt the chemistry. Leave it alone. You know, they don't need anything.
Yeah, Buster's been talking about he's going to be patient with Bryce Eldridge, but if Bryce Eldridge starts raking, dude, that patience is going right out the window. Trust me. We might see that dude sooner than expected. I was watching his at bats the other night on the minor league and on the video, and he's a man amongst boys. He's a man child right now. Like, check his birth certificate. Like, he looks like he's 33 years old playing with 18-year-olds in Double-A right now. And his approach and the way he's getting his foot down early and his command of the strike zone. I don't know how he plays first base because I didn't watch that much of it. But I don't know. I just watched I'm trying to think of the first baseman. Help me out here for the Brewers. But missed 2 balls right to him. Reese Hoskins missed 2 balls that were right to him. So I can deal with that if he's going to drive in some runs.
Yeah, I just see that not going outside of the team. You know, I mean, don't go out and trade a bunch of people for a bat. You know, that's not going to happen. But he's got to be able to learn how to play some defense if he's going to be really helpful.
Russell, I love your accent. What part of Oklahoma are you from?
I'm not. I'm from Santa Barbara. I'm not from this place. I hate it.
It says Oklahoma on here. Are you lying? Are you lying about your whereabouts, Russell?
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
Oh, all right. Well, just watch out for tornadoes. It's tornado season. If you're in Tornado Alley, you better watch out because there's some twisters coming your way.
Tell me about it. I've been here 5 years, and just not on purpose either. It's complicated. But anyway, I hate it here. I was born in California. I mean, I lived there for 60 years. I'm old.
Is that your dog next to you, Russell? Is that your dog breathing in the phone?
Oh, yeah, the dog's right here.
Yeah, I can hear him. That's all right, Russell. Russell, you take care. I know you miss surfing in Santa Barbara, but you have fun in Oklahoma. Nobody ever went to Oklahoma on purpose. Let's go to John's, his first day of school. John, he wants to talk about his first day of school. What's going on, dude? How are you?
Hey, FP, I'm good. How are you?
I'm just so happy right now. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I love the team. They're a pleasant surprise this year. But I'm going to take you back to 1961. My parents had been mustered out of the State Department where my dad was in a position in Germany after the war and had come home. And we had lived on 4 acres of almonds in Chico, but things didn't work out between my mom and dad. So we found ourselves in Chico with my mom. And I didn't know it, but we were poor and I was wearing hand-me-downs. And I had my eye on my brother's clothes for 2 years and I was finally big enough to wear them. My first day of kindergarten, I walked through Winters, California for 4 blocks wearing lederhosen. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, you look like an Oompa Loompa.
I'm telling you, I walked into the classroom and everybody burst out laughing, and it was the most mortifying day of my life.
Dude, wait, time out. We got to back up. Like, whose idea was it for you in kindergarten to wear lederhosen and to act like it was Oktoberfest in kindergarten? Did you just roll in there with a frothy cold beer?
Understand, my parents hadn't been back from Europe very long, and we were living out, prior to that, we were living out in the country, and there was nobody around us. So we were running around in lederhosen from the time I was 2. And so it was just the way, and we had just moved to Winters. And so it was my idea to put on my lederhosen because I'd been waiting to wear those puppies for 2 years. And I finally was big enough to wear them. And I didn't know any better. And my mother really didn't think about it because we hadn't been back that long.
I want to party with your family.
Well, you know, I will say this about my family. They were that greatest generation, and both my parents partied hard.
I mean, they're sending their kids to school in lederhosen. That's badass, dude. I like that. I like the idea of it, but they scarred you for life. Have you worn lederhosen since, or do you have a lederhosen fetish now? Is that your thing?
So I've never worn lederhosen again. If you put a gun to my head, I'd just tell you, go ahead and shoot me.
Scarred for life. John, his first day of school in lederhosen.
But here's the funny thing. It's a great memory because it was a great way to meet people. Everybody knew.
Yeah, remember in The Grinch when he shaves his beard and they all make fun of him in school? I'm picturing that for you, John. I'm so sorry that's how your first day of school went.
Hey, you know what, FP? You've been through enough. You're a professional athlete. When things happen to you in life that you didn't expect, you have 2 ways to approach it. And one is to absorb it and laugh at it, and the other one is to let it get to you. I'd rather just absorb it and laugh at it.
John, it's awesome. Hey, that's why baseball players, most of us, have a half-decent sense of humor because we fail so much. You fail 7 out of 10 times, you're in the Hall of Fame. So we deal with failure and we deal with embarrassment in front of 50,000 people for our whole lives. We're used to failing in front of lots of people on TV, and the only way you can get through that is to laugh at it after you cry about it. But yeah, and some of the most important lessons I've learned in life is through failure. Like anybody could just roll through life succeeding every day, but like when you have to regroup and make adjustments and grow and learn, it's all from failure. So you grew your first day of kindergarten for the rest of your life. Look at that. See how we tie it all in here at KNBR, John? It's amazing.
Go, buddy.
All right, thanks,
Have
dude.
A great evening.
Thanks. Let's go to we got to go to Hawaii. No, Jacob's put me on hold. We got a call from Hawaii. Let's go to Hawaii. Oni from Hawaii. You're on KNBR, bro.
No, I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm wearing lederhosen.
No, you're wearing a hula skirt with a coconut bra in Hawaii right now. Man. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, well, there's something wrong with you, dude.
There's so much wrong with me. If you ever listen to half of these shows.
I listen to all of them. I know already.
What do you want to talk about tonight, dude?
I've been a fan a very long time. I've been wearing it used to be I couldn't wear Giants shirts because every time I did, they lost, so I wouldn't wear them. And now, this season especially, I can't wear them because I don't have enough of them. Because they're winning all the time, and they're doing a really good job. This is really good to experience this season so far, and I'm just looking forward to the rest of it being like this.
Me too. You know what you're touching on right now that I really fully believe in, like the feng shui and the energy of a fan base as a whole. Like it sounds hokey, but like if you wear a shirt and you think the Giants win because of that shirt, you wear that shirt out. If you, like, we used to have this saying in the dugout, and I would say this on the air when I was back east, same seats. So if we were scoring runs, we would all go high-five the guy that scored. Then we go, and someone would yell same seats, and we go right back to the exact same spot we were in the dugout because we had that good energy going right there. On the other side of that, if you're not playing well, someone would scream change seats, and we'd all just like shuffle around the dugout and go to a different spot. Dusty Baker's very famous for moving around the dugout during the course of a game. But I think like when a fan base believes in their team and a fan base has superstitions, one of my best friend's mom, I'll never forget this. He had 2 brothers, and his dad and I were watching a Giants game when I was a kid, maybe like 14 years old. And she decided to go to bed. Maybe it was an East Coast game or something. I don't know. It was getting late. It was like 9:30. And the Giants started coming back, and we were hooting and hollering in the living room, high-fiving. And she woke up and came back out, and we sent her right back to bed. We're like, you have to go back to bed because the Giants started scoring runs right when you went to bed. So it's your fault, and you can't come back out here. But there's just something beautiful about a fan base believing in a team and doing whatever it takes for that team to win in your mind, right? You feel like you have some sort of power over something that's not controllable when you do something that you think helps your team win. Like I contributed tonight, right?
Yeah. You know, I got some shirts. I wore them so long. People ask me, who the hell are the GTS? Who are the Jeets? Because the letters are all worn out, so they don't even know who the hell teams I am. That's why I wear the orange ones. But now every team is orange. Everybody's getting in on the orange thing. It used to be just the Giants.
Dude, if I see any Giants like throwback stuff on fans, I always go up to them and say, where'd you get that shirt? DJ Unami had Umami, whatever. I never know how to say her last name. I just call her DJ. She's great, by the way. She had a New York Giants vintage shirt on that she said she got it at a vintage store in the Haight, and it was sick. It said New York Giants in black with orange outline on a gray T-shirt. Like, where'd you get that? So, yeah, I get it. All right, Oni, thanks for calling.
Wait, I got one thing to say about the telethons.
What do you got?
Okay, I watched them for a while, and then I didn't watch them for a long while. And then you remember when all of a sudden, well, like Jerry Lewis started looking different.
What do you think? Did he get plastic surgery?
No, I don't know. He just started. He kind of looked bloated. What was that about?
Maybe he just got old and fat, man. Like we're all gonna do.
Oh yeah, I'm already there.
Atta baby.
I'm the after. You're the before.
Well, he just ruined my whole vision of you in a hula skirt with a coconut bra, but whatever.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been looking anyway.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. If you're on hold, stay right there. I'm loving talking to you guys tonight. My mom's telling me to settle down. She texts me. Like, I was settle down. I do 3 shows every month. I have a blast and let it rock. All right, your call's next on the Sports Leader.
Giants fans, this is your hub to have your voice heard. Sports Phone KNBR. Streaming live on YouTube at KNBR 1045.
Ooh, it's a good one right here. All right, this show's been all over the place tonight, and I'm just proud of that. I wear that like a badge when I come on The Sports Leader. Because we can sit here and break down a 9-2 game, and you're going to drive off the road into a telephone pole because you fell asleep. Or we can talk about telethons without a disease. We can talk about George Kittle. We can talk about peachy folders in the first day of school. We can talk about fun stuff. Stuff that you like actually want to listen to. If you want me to break down the fourth inning, which I did, I broke down the Chapman play. They was hit to him 27 miles an hour. It was below catching speed, and the forced errors should be a stat. When a guy's fast, it makes you rush. That's boring. I mean, I can break all that down. I can sit here and break this game down where you just not even understand what I'm talking about. But we're here for an hour together. I like to have fun. Anybody that knows me off the air, I like to have fun. I'm a YOLO guy. I know that saying kind of sucks, but you just never know. You got to live your life to the fullest every single day. Like Jacob right now. Jacob's got a hat on that I really, really like. And it's a USPS hat, United States Postal Service hat, in the colors. And I'm like, dude, that is such a sick hat. And you said, where'd you get it? Are you allowed to say where you got it?
Yeah, a buddy who's a mailman gave it to me. I don't think it's illegal. I don't know.
I think it's a federal offense.
I can't tamper with mail
I
with it on.
think that you're going to jail. Is he on the YouTube channel? Jacob, put yourself on the YouTube channel. Self-incriminate yourself.
No.
The Department of Redundancy Department.
I probably could, but no, nobody needs
Just
to
a
see
sick
that.
hat. I'm gonna try to bribe it.
Shout out Cameron Stover.
Because, if I see a guy that doesn't have the rest of the suit on, and he's got the Postal Service hat, I'm not effing with you, dude. Because you go nuts.
Government
and he said,
issue.
You could just be like one of those, you could go postal. That used to be a saying. You got the hat on, you're delivering mail. Next thing you know, everything gets a screw loose. You get screw loose up there, and stuff starts to get weird. Let's clean up the phone calls. We're only here for 15 more minutes. I want to talk to you guys. 808 KNBR is the number. We have 1, 2, 3 phone lines open. The rest are taken. Who's been waiting? Lloyd in San Leandro. Lloyd wants to talk about the Giants lineup. This is going to be awesome. What's up, Lloyd?
Hey, how you doing, FP?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Hey, look, I just wanted to address, that guy named Boyd. I think he pitched for the Giants, briefly, about 3 years ago. But either way it goes, when he was with the Tigers, he was a halfway decent pitcher. But the reason I'm making reference to that is because, when they get the scouting reports on the Giants, they know how good the Giants are, but they're going to keep all season long. I guarantee it. You're going to see them running out left-handers against the Giants because they're susceptible to left-handed pitching. I'm not saying I'm like that other caller a couple of calls ago. The Giants don't need to make no big trade and go out and get a big bat, even though I wish they'd have got that guy named Ty France. He's with Minnesota. He having a real good season. But the only reason I'm saying that is because, not only he's a halfway decent hitter, but he played first base well too. Well, what do you got to say?
Well, I'll tell you this, and thanks for the call, dude. I appreciate it. The Giants aren't hitting lefties because they're not a good change-up hitting team. And the reason Luis Matos' numbers are better against righties is, generally speaking, righties don't throw righties change-ups. So if you got a guy that's a good fastball hitter or anything that's firm, Matos is going to be better against right-handers, and you're seeing the Giants struggle with the changeup as a group. And to this day, that pitch gives me nightmares. I mean, you got nasty curveball, bring it. 100 miles an hour, bring it. Slider, bring it. Changeup, I just have nightmares about that pitch. It looks just like a fastball and it never gets there. Trevor Hoffman had the best changeup I ever saw. And you could sit on it, you knew it was coming, and you still couldn't hit it. Because his arm speed would trick you at the last second, like, whoosh, and then with the changeup would just Bugs Bunny. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Swing 3 times at the same pitch. Let's go, Scott in Washington. We've got so many people from all over the world tonight. Scott, what's going on, man?
How are you doing, FP?
Doing great.
I'm first off, I'm just so glad you're back on the air. It broke my heart about a year ago when they closed down the night show and they brought you guys all back on, and it's been wonderful to hear you again.
Thanks, dude.
But you betcha. I know there's a place behind the mic for you somewhere. I just hope you can stay with this bunch here in the Bay Area. Anyway, my question: the shifts in baseball. They tried to change it a couple years ago. They said the second baseman, shortstops, they have to stay in the infield dirt. They can't go back on the grass, and they can't stand right behind the base. But as you watch these games night after night after night, all across baseball, these infielders are crowding behind second base. They're almost standing in that trajectory right behind second. Do you think baseball may have to consider to go a little further, maybe having a line going out 10 feet at an angle on each side of the base where these infielders cannot crowd that? Because you said something earlier in the show tonight. You said you used to practice hitting up the middle during batting practice. And that was the way baseball used to play. I'm 71 years old, and I used to watch this. And that's the way guys were taught. Hit up the middle, hit up the middle. But it's being totally taken away. And I think it has a lot to do with the low batting averages. Do you think baseball may try to consider to do something like that to keep the second baseman and the shortstops sort of like they can't go inside a key like in basketball or in hockey into that goalie's crease? What do you think?
Dave Fleming and I were talking about during the broadcast in San Diego. I see it every night, especially from up high in the booth, Scott. You can see it clear as day, and they're just cheating up the middle. And you can call them out or review it as a manager if the ball is hit to the middle infielder who you think is up the middle and he makes a play. You can't just call him out for any other reason. He's got to make a play behind the bag. And then you could go for the overhead shot of it and see if he started. It's supposed to be a 45-degree angle from the corners of the bag. It's kind of like a scofflaw. I don't think it's ever really enforced. It's kind of one of those things. I think Gabe Kapler did it against the Padres in San Diego about 3 years ago, and it was just like, really, dude? And I think it's kind of looked upon like, really, dude? You're going to go there? It's kind of like a meter maid that gives you a ticket the second the meter runs out. And then if you do that, you're kind of waking people up. So I'm not sure about that, Scott, but I'm with you in the sense that I see it as sort of a problem right now. If you put white chalk lines out there, I think infielders would tell you to lose the ball in the chalk, that it might be something where they can't see the baseball if it's bouncing on that chalk line. So maybe you make a darker line going, I guess, stay with me right here if you guys don't know what we're talking about, kind of 45-degree angle from both corners of the bag going toward the outfield. So you can't cross that line or you're too far up the middle. And what's happening right now is shortstops are almost standing over the bag. Second baseman, if it's a shift the other way, are almost standing over the bag. So you're taking away what Scott's talking about is that hit up the middle. It's almost impossible now. So in the whole reasoning of banning the shift was so there's hits on the ground. It makes the game more exciting. There's a big theory in baseball right now that the high strike isn't being called because guys can't hit 100 miles an hour at their letters. They can't. It's almost impossible to get on top of that pitch because it's coming so hard. So if you lower the strike zone and you get that 98, 99, 100 down in the zone, we have a chance to hit it. So the high strike has not been called early in the season. And there's rumors that MLB sent letters to managers and general managers saying they weren't going to call the high strike this year. Managers are going public saying we never heard that in the offseason. General managers are like, what are you talking about? And the numbers bear out. There's a good article in The Athletic, and I think it's Jason Stark wrote it, and it's about how the high strike hasn't been called this year. So they're trying to get more offense in the game. But, Scott, I'm with you, man. Just watch any game if you go to a ball game. They're not supposed to be standing behind the bag, and they are, the middle infielders.
Yeah, because 2 years ago, remember baseball, they were advertising, hey, we're going to enlarge the bases. There's going to be more action, no more shift. It hasn't changed. Anyway.
All right, Scott, I got 3 calls I got to get to before the end of the show. Let's go to who's been waiting the longest. Scarecrow in Pasadena. What's going on?
I know. Come on, Scott. Let's move it along, huh?
Yeah, well, you're on. Your turn. Go, Scarecrow.
Yeah, P, I got to tell you, it's just great to watch a ball game. And even when the Giants lose, just the fact that they can be down and you feel hopeful. So even though we lost today, it's just nice to feel like we can go get them tomorrow. So there's just such positive energy out there with the Giants. And I'm driving around North Beach right now. Got a little road soda. And, the weather is great. And just got out of a bad date right after the ball game. So in a way, I'm 0 for 2, but I just feel hopeful right now. You know what I'm saying?
Scarecrow, I'm with you. The Giants, when they're behind for some reason this year, you feel like they're going to come back. And that's great. But now we have to go back to what happened on your date. You can't just throw that out on 50,000 watts and expect to hang up. It's like you had a bad date tonight?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't bad. Both sides were positive and all that. I think it was fun for both sides. Just maybe the romantic connection wasn't there. But she brought her dog, and that was great as well. And, I'm just used to, being a nice guy. And then they say thanks, but no thanks. And, it's like baseball. You got to play between the lines. So I might just go home and do some lines to feel even better. You got to be 1 for 3 out of this,
You didn't go on a date tonight. The BS meter's so high right now, Scarecrow. Let's go to Rob and say, no, maybe he did. Oh, well, thanks for sharing that with us. Not all dates can be great. What do you think about bringing your dog on a first date? I love dogs. Nobody loves dogs more than me. I guess for me, it would depend on where the date was and what kind of dog it was.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with it.
If it's a little yappy dog and it's barking and you're feeding it treats and you're not paying attention to me and it's a first date, I'm not into that.
I like dogs too. Like if you're meeting up for coffee or something, you're sitting on a patio, I don't mind
cool.
it. Yeah, I don't mind it.
If you have a lab and it just sits there and doesn't say a word, all right, bonus points.
Cutie pie.
Yeah, this is a nice fluffy dog that's well behaved. But what if your dog is an a-hole and it's just sitting there barking at other dogs and you bring it on a first date and you're like, dude, why would you bring this dog on a first date?
Well, that's another thing. If the dog doesn't like you, then I bet you the chick is just she's not going to trust you, Like she's going to be like, my dog doesn't like you. I don't like you.
So that was a strategic move by this girl, maybe for safety, number one, because Scarecrow did sound kind of weird. So maybe she wanted to be safe, number one. Sorry, dude, I'm just joking with you. And number 2, the dog filters out the weirdos. Like dogs have that horse thing where they can sense if you're like good people. Like I'm the dog whisperer. Every dog in the world likes me. It's weird. Like my dog hates everybody and the dog's sitting on my lap 5 minutes later.
Dude, when I always ask the people like, oh, hey, can I pet your dog? And some of the people say like, oh, no, she's a little skittish or she's probably not. And whenever the dog starts barking at me, I take like it pierces my heart. Like it makes me feel like super shame.
Yeah, I get that too. I'm a dog guy. I think Scarecrow crossed the line when he said, you brought your dog, I'm here for the 3-way. And then that was the end of that. Let's go Rob in San Ramon. Rob, you're on KNBR. What's going on?
How's it going, FP?
How you doing, dude?
Good. I was just curious if you have much intel into the minor leagues and to see who your top 5 prospects really are outside of all the pitching prospects that we have. We got the guy who just completed the 6th inning perfect 6 innings in for the Flying Squirrels. But just seeing who you have as some of the next big guys coming up.
Dude, hey, this is the easy one, Rob. My top 5 are Bryce Eldridge. Number 2 is Bryce Eldridge. Number 3 is Bryce Eldridge. Number 4 is Bryce Eldridge. And number 5 is Bryce Eldridge. If you talk minor league baseball on 50,000 watts on KNBR, everybody's turning the channel. Nobody cares about the minor leaguers, including myself, until they're on the corner of 3rd and King helping my team win a ball game. We used to have a minor league update on the broadcast for the Nationals. And to me, it was the biggest waste of time because they would be like, Johnny's hitting 296 in A-ball with 4 home runs and 32 driven in. This is a sponsored segment. It's our minor league player of the day. And sarcastically, every broadcast, it became a thing. I'd say, he's ready, call him up. Which means, like, I don't want to hear about a kid in rookie ball on a major league broadcast, even if he's the number 1 pick. And this might sound bad, I spent 7 years in the minor leagues. My name never got mentioned on a major league broadcast until the day I played in the big leagues. I don't care until you help me have a parade and you're getting base hits on the corner of 3rd and King. When you're here, I'll talk about you all night.
All right, no minor leagues, but telethons is okay.
Telethons is great. Everybody wants to hear about Jerry Lewis. J-Rod, end the show with a bang. What do you got?
Hey, FP, I'm just hoping that everything that you just said was connected with Bryce Eldridge, but got to ask you a question. Let's get Matt Olson. Let's trade Lamont. Let's get something going to add to the Dubs win yesterday, and let's turn this thing over. I just feel the Giants are on the verge of just making this next run, and I totally agree. Outside of Bryce Eldridge, minor leagues ain't nothing, but you know what, FP? I just had a great night with some great wine, so I'm feeling the vibe. I just want something to happen with the Giants. I hope that Posey just goes ahead and pulls the trigger. Matt Olson with his old buddy Chapman, let's get it.
All right, J-Rod, I appreciate the call, man. I'll say this, and we're wrapping up the show right now. You can play lights, Jacob, whenever you want. The Giants are walking on a razor's edge right now. And what I mean by that is you can always trade for depth because I'm not going to mention the names, and you know them all. If somebody gets dinged up, they're in trouble. So there's got to be health. And everybody says that, but like if the Dodgers get somebody hurt, they got 8 guys to play that position. They have depth. So when you're talking about trades, and even though the team's 22-14, I'm sure the guys that do this for a living are all over some organizational depth. You got to have it to be successful. Giants lose 9-2 tonight. We didn't talk baseball very much. I know former big leaguer comes on and talks about first day of school, but tomorrow night, it'll be a better game. They'll win. We'll break down the game for an hour. We'll be together from about, 7:45 to 9 tomorrow, and on Wednesday, too. All right, I'm getting the wrap-up sign. Like I say in the way out every single night, swing hard in case you hit it on the Sports Leader.